KWOD 106.5, it's now 2:20. Blur are in the studio. We have Damon Alban vocals, Graham Cox guitars, also Alex James and Dave Roundtree. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome to Sacramento.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to... Sorry?
Graham Cox on.
Sorry, I was just about to get the M out as I was saying Cox. So, you're in San Francisco tonight.
Yes.
You arrived here a couple of days ago.
Oh, yeah, from Tokyo.
From Tokyo. And you're on the road now for...
10 days, and as it was pointed out, visiting all major markets.
So you're going to fly through the States.
Yeah.
How do you find your music's accepted over here? Is it...
Well, I don't know. It has only been out... You see, we had one life with our first album, and then we sort of disappeared, and you know, had a big period of change, and now we're back.
Right.
And, it's very different, so I suspect it'll be a very different kind of person that listens to it.
So the whole concept is completely different.
Yeah.
Because I'm amazed that it was contemporary really before, wasn't it? In the sense that the album flew into the charts. I'm using that in a very loose term, but how
contemporary or flying into the charts?
Contemporary more than anything. How kind of it went straight to the charts.
It was definitely a fashionable album at the time.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
So do you find it a lot easier to where do you primarily write? Do you write on the road? Do you write when you're back in the UK?
Well, I wrote most of this album in America last time.
Right.
It's definitely a great catalyst for writing about England, really, which is a strange way of doing it, but
yeah.
I don't know. I get sort of quite worked up about the whole sort of the hugeness of America, and I find it quite sort of intimidating, and it sort of helps write.
Because it's such a massive, it's so different, isn't it? It's just amazing how, although we speak the same language, the culture's so different. So do you find that you're culturally alive more over here than back in the UK?
Well, it's just because you just... I think that happens to anyone who spends time away from where they live. You can't help but sort of... I mean, you must yourself.
Yeah, your mind kind of...
Well, you get an idea of what,
Yeah.
It's like, and when you're there, you don't think about it. It's a very human thing to do.
It just kind of passes you by. Yeah. So do you find that you have difficulty in explaining Blur to a public that is not used to society?
We're going to try this time. It's definitely a challenge.
Right.
And I think the only thing we can really do on this sort of brief visit is just play really good concerts. Because the album speaks for itself, and that's probably where we're strongest, when we play live.
So you prefer playing live than...
Yeah, and it's got a lot better than last time we were here. We were going for a bit of a bad patch last time.
So was that a vacation? How long were you gone for?
We weren't gone. We were just, we had a period of recovery, rehabilitation.
Right. So what changed? What changed in you? How did you change?
Sobered up to a larger degree.
So do you find that, especially now that your music's getting more popular, that
it's not here. I mean, in England it is, and in Europe, but here,
Well, no, it's beginning to get popular here.
Well, that's great. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, you're
but
speaking
it's just
out.
Interesting because last time we came, there was definitely a real emphasis on British music. The whole Manchester scene, and I think a lot of doors were open that as soon as Nirvana broke and everything, they all closed, and it's definitely minority music again, which is more of a challenge really, because it means you're judged on what you really are.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I was reading an article about Nirvana, how they started out speaking for a dissatisfied generation, and because now they're beginning to get so popular and they're getting a lot of money for what they're doing, their lifestyles are changing through really no fault of their own, but their concepts are going to have to change. They can't carry on as they were. I mean, can you see that down the road? I mean, are you aware that may happen?
Aerosmith, it would make sense.
Turn them into Aerosmith.
Aerosmith are great.
Yeah. So what about your influences? Where do they come from? What do you listen to when you were younger? I mean, what do you listen to now? What do you listen to now that you think, God, that is good?
Early Talking Heads, Tom Waits, a lot of Scott Walker, Jacques Brel. A lot of music that has that...
François Hardy.
that sort of dark humour to it.
Right.
I don't like. I don't really don't like rock music.
Right.
I like sort of pop music.
Pop as in what type?
Well, Tom Waits is pop.
Right.
And it's not rock, you know.
No. Rock as in heavy rock, as in
Just
kind of.
I don't know, sort of the idea of just playing guitars and sort of being really earnest about what you do.
Right.
It's rock for me.
And enjoying it. A new album.
Pop is just everything.
Yeah.
Everything else.
Pop just kind of goes out on the other side, isn't it? The other side of the hill. Your new album, Modern Life is Rubbish. On the cover, you got a train. What's the symbol of the cover photograph here?
Well, that's a.
It's a free-walking piece of British design. Pre-Elvis.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Modern Life is Rubbish is, I mean, apart from being a sort of convenient soundbite, it sort of represents what the 90s are, I think, in the fact that there's no sort of need to be original anymore, and everything is derived from nostalgia. And so if you look at it like that, then rubbish is a metaphor for the past.
Right.
And that's what, at the end of a millennium, that's what we're all sort of sitting on this huge rubbish pile.
So you're striking out against that?
No.
You believe in that?
It's not a case that I don't think it. You see, that's a rock and roll sort of sentiment, believing in things.
Right.
I mean, music for me is sort of it should be something you enjoy, and you know, you discover things about yourself through.
Right.
And just that we use the past. I mean, we've accepted that you know, it's difficult to be original, so it's probably better to.
It's easy to go back and kind of be comfortable.
In that way, it's modern, you know. I think, in the sense that.
So it's progressively taking it forward in time and also remembering what happened beforehand.
Our whole culture is just in this sort of mad flux at the moment.
Right. Interesting. Thank you.
That's why that's a pop album, because that's you know, reflecting that.
Yeah. Are you saddened in a way that it's looked at in that vein, in the sense that, okay, you said it's a pop album. I mean, is that the way you want to go, or do you find that if you're writing something, you perform a song, and you yourself think that it's going a certain way, you're trying to say a certain message, but people listen to it in a different ear?
That's inevitable.
Is it?
Life, baby.
It's the way it moves. Okay, we're going to do an acoustic set. First one, Sunday?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Take it away, Mr. Roundtree.
I shall.
Sunday, here again in tidy attire. You read the colour supplement, the TV guide. Well, then you dream of protein on a plate. Regret you left it quite so late to gather the family round the table to eat enough to sleep. Oh, that Sunday sleep. Sunday, here again, I'm walking a park. I meet an old soldier and he talks in the past. Well, he fought for us and to a wars at the end he knew it's not a more. He sings the songs and prays every week, but he always falls asleep. For that Sunday sleep, but he knows what he has to know. Sunday, here again in tidy attire. You read the colour supplement, the TV guide. Well, you dream of protein on a plate. Regret you left it quite so late to gather the family round the table to eat enough to sleep. And mother endless pride, terrific bet. That extra slice will soon regret. So going out is your best bet. Bingo yourself to sleep. Oh, that Sunday sleep. God bless you.
I'm the only one in here, so I've got to clap. Thank you very much indeed.
Cheers.
Sunday.
That could be a Thanksgiving song. Definitely.
How do you view the Thanksgiving thing over here? Did you get part of it to us?
Well, I was talking with someone who knew
Yeah.
yesterday, and I suppose it's like Harvest Festival.
Yeah, you're right.
But
yeah.
in England, Harvest Festival is something that is not a sort of, you know, it's not such a big thing, and it's basically just kids in schools bring in, you know, cans of food,
Yeah,
cakes and fruit, and then they sort of hand it out to the poor,
The needy, as it were. Yeah.
the old people.
We probably have too many cans of food now. No can openers at all. Okay, so tonight you're in San Francisco. You're at Bimbo's.
Yes.
What music will you be doing? Stuff from both albums, or primarily the new album?
The majority of it's from this album, really.
Right.
There's a few old favourites from the last one and a couple of surprises.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of, it's that, you know, I'm sure everyone says this, but I mean, the album's been out for nearly 8 months now,
Mhm.
and we've virtually recorded our next album, so
Right.
we're in a sort of
When's that coming out? Do you know?
March next year.
Right.
Hopefully it'll come out at the same time as well.
Where will you be recording that? Will you be recording it over here, perhaps, or?
No, we've recorded it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So it's just waiting until the record reps
Oh wait.
can get their say, as it were.
Yes.
Make the record company happy. Oh, that's cracking. So you're taking classic pop into the 90s. So do you think one day that people are going to look back on this and they're going to say, hey, you know, these guys need mass recognition because they're carrying it into another decade?
Well,
I'm trying to get to the root of modern life is rubbish here.
I think that's what it is using things from the past to create something that's new.
Right,
Not original, but new.
right.
but the past is such a sort of, it's such a brilliant place to go, really, you know, because you know what's happened there, and it's all been very clearly laid out and defined, you know,
Right.
and so you can be very selective and sort of really use it. I mean, we see ourselves sort of having a little time capsule. We go anywhere, really, and
Right.
I suppose the furthest back we've been is about 1910 at the moment.
1910.
We've just done a couple of covers of old music hall numbers,
Right.
Daisy Bell and that sort of down the
Yeah.
Strand, things like that, which we're playing tonight actually.
How did that work out? How did you change it?
It's very
Because
easy.
these are
It seems to sort of, you see, I think
It's like very natural for us to be able to appreciate
Right.
that.
So-
the thing we really realised last time we were in America was that however you make music, you have to it has to come from something that is sort of naturally there inside you.
yeah.
And that is really the only reason why this sort of album is sort of so perversely British.
Mhm,
It's just
mhm.
that sense of we needed to find a real, you know,
A happy medium.
basically, which is a sort of a mad thing to say if you're a white middle class Londoner,
Mhm.
you know, but there was a need for it with us.
Well, it's nice that you can do whatever you want to do. You're not pressurised into doing something that's,
Absolutely.
you know, that is not necessary at all. I mean, you can. So, do you ever see yourself, because you know how progressive music is now changing, and you find that artists who've been established in one field are now beginning to trickle into the progressive field? Can you see yourself sitting down one day thinking, well, okay, you know, I like what I'm doing, but let's just give this a try. Let's just try and dabble with this.
Oh,
I mean, is there anything in sight?
I think that's what we do anyway.
Yeah.
I would like dabbling.
Yeah. Will you be dabbling in stuff that's going to go forward?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are and will be.
Yeah.
Quite a few things, from sort of working with people in films.
Right.
to sort of, you know. I've never seen it sort of just as something you just make records and you just go on tour.
Right. It's a livelihood. It's your life, isn't it?
The whole idea of working with theatre.
Right.
the whole idea of working theatre.
Right. Another one from the album Modern Life is Rubbish. For Tomorrow, the other.
The whole idea of working theatre.
Right. Uh-huh. So there's no door that is not open to you guys, and you can do whatever you want to do. Great, thank you. Okay, well, let's do another one from the album Modern Life is Rubbish. For Tomorrow, the other, Acoustic.
Right.
From Blur.
He's a 20th century boy with his hands on the road. He's trying not to be sick again and holding on for tomorrow. London ice cracks on a seamless line. He's hanging on for dear life, and so we hold each other tightly and hold on for tomorrow, singing
For Tomorrow. Brilliant. From Blur. Who did you have in mind when you wrote that? Anybody?
It's just a song about, where we live.
Sparkle K.
Where you live and people who surround you in day-to-day life. Okay, From Tomorrow, taking into Chemical Worlds. Okay, it's a song about voyagerism into the computer age. Is that right?
Blimey. It is.
Take off and fly.
They're all, it's all art, I know. They just sort of...
It's about sugar, isn't it?
Everything about
Sugar
the
and
modern
sweet.
world. They're all about the modern world.
Right.
They all belong to, not just Britain, sort of all urban sprawls, really.
Right.
They're about the sort of the psychotic people and the perverse people.
Who live within these concrete walls.
Basically everyone.
Do you find that when you're travelling around the world that you notice if you go to cities and you just take off, you just go for a walk, you get out of the main drag and you just go off down the side streets, that you notice things that are very similar to other cities around the world?
Yeah, coming from Tokyo, that's probably a bad example because it really is very different over there.
Right.
But
well, things like
I think it's just they all have degrees of sort of similarity. Some are like London. I mean, it's got that sort of madness of the big American cities.
Right.
But it doesn't quite have the sort of...
There's this big thing that I feel about the UK in the sense that everyone's trying to be American. This American way of life is trying to be emulated and copied in cities, but we can't do it, and it just leaves a big mess behind. And people sit there going, what the hell's that for? Why can't we just go on with the way we are normally?
Well, you can't just get on with... It's not right to sort of say things should just stay the same, and that's not what we're trying to sort of get across at all. It's just people need to have space to sort of understand why they are who they are, and sometimes I think it gets very difficult.
Right. But
because American culture has got so much power, there's so many avenues to dictate terms.
Splendid. Well, thank you very much indeed for coming in. Good luck tonight. We'll plough with Modern World. Is there anything you want to say to Sacramento while you're here?
What?
Quick hello, goodbye.
Nice seeing you. Nice view from here.
Nice to see most of you from here. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.
So it's San Francisco tonight, and then you're off out of state.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Well, when are you coming back? Do you know? Are you going to be back again next year?
Next year, I should think so.
With the new album in tow?
Yes.
Any idea of the title at all, or are you going to keep that under wraps?
I think they're probably under wraps.
The under-wrapped album.
It's definitely going to be more multi-culty.
Multi-culty. There you go, you had it, multi-culty. Thank you very much indeed.